Last week, Joe, went real well. We're real happy. 1,000 impressions on Twitter for the first week, and we kind of did no advance notice or anything.
Yeah.
So we really want to thank those who showed up at the show, and we had a great time, and we've got great feedback of it. So here we go, week 2. Now, if you're a first-time watcher, what we do here is we take the stake races from the week, because there's thousands of races a week. Can't handicap them all, and there's lots of people doing that. So what we focus on is the stake races that are coming up in the current week. All the best jockeys, all the best horses, more fun to talk about.
Yeah, and to be specific, Saturday is what we look for. Saturday, typically, you got double digits stake races that you can look from. I've picked 4 here to look at 3 different tracks, so that's the fun part about it. And we just find it's best jockeys, best trainers, best horses. It's a lot more fun to handicap, a lot more fun to watch, and we figure most people are tuning in on these stake days, as do we sometimes, because they typically grab the average fan versus the dedicated fan. So, well, we're really looking forward to it. Last week I went 3 for 3. I caught all 3 winners were when I got the front end correct. The 3 losers I had was when the front end didn't really hold up. That was kind of my strategy last week.
Well, let's talk a little bit about stake races. You got some real value on some of these horses.
Yeah, I mean we got 9 to 2. We got 9 to 1, 5 to 2, and 9 to 5. So that's pretty good value there. If you follow, like I said, it's important to follow the track throughout the day because these stake races are late in the day, and you would have noticed that my picks were probably going to be pretty good at the tracks they won because of the bias of that day. So we got some good prices though. I really liked them. We won. It was nice. Big 9 to 1 shot at Santa Anita, so that was great. And it was a fun day and fun to watch, and it's nice to hit 3 winners. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, great way to start the show. It made for a nice weekend for us too, because of course we play as well as we do in running fans of horse racing. Which, by the way, if you're new to it, is all about positive things happening in the sport.
Definitely.
And of course, stake races are positive. Big money, big horses, lots of fun to watch them, lots of intrigue going on all the time. So we like to focus on that. Some of them pointed to the Kentucky Derby and other big races like that coming up. Boy, Kentucky Derby happened in September. Doesn't seem like so far away, but it's back because we should be racing. Should be racing in May. So it's going to be fun to watch that. Fun to watch all the horses. We actually have we own a little tiny bit through My Racehorse. You guys have probably heard about that from the authentic, not the Triple Crown, but he did get the Kentucky Derby and the Breeders.
Yeah, and the Haskell. I mean, obviously a fantastic horse, and is now off to stud and everything. But we got a new one. Naismith is running on Sunday. Waiting a long time for him to get going. He's going to race on turf in a maiden. Gets top jockey Flavian Pratt, so we're very excited about that. Obviously, it's fun to have the top connections. You really feel strongly about a horse when you're able to catch the top rider.
Yeah.
So we'll tune in Sunday and look at that, and that should be fun. He's a 3-year-old, so getting started with his first race. Maybe a little later than some, because a lot run at 2 these days. But hey, we're happy as long as he's healthy and ready to go. That's all that matters to us. But it's more fun for us.
Yeah,
tiny little horse.
Tiny little bit. Hey, that's one thing about horse racing.
It's
you know
fun.
what?
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little tiny piece, get you in the game a little. It makes you excited. They do a great job of sending us updates all the time, so we know what's going on. And we got who's the trainer this year? Baffert was trainer last year.
It's Richard Mandela.
Okay, good.
So he's obviously a solid trainer out there in the West Coast, out in Santa Anita Park. So we're very excited about that. He's able to pull top jockeys, so he is credible out there, and obviously one of the top guys out there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one does. We wish for the best, and we'll certainly be watching that horse and giving updates as that goes forward. One
of the cool things. Unfortunately, with COVID, we can't do it, but you can travel to these races. You can get in the winner's circle as part of the My Racehorse program.
Definitely. And you really feel how tiny of an owner you are, though, if you go to those winner's circles. There's like 50 people in them. But you definitely could. It's a great experience, so definitely check them out on Twitter for sure.
All right, well, let's get going, Joey. We've got, like you say, 4 races to handicap here. We want to bring in home winners for you guys, and like we said, we love the stake races because all quality, and some long shots coming in because they come from another track maybe. They're not as, they haven't started as early, so no one really knows how well they're going to do. So, you get a real good shot here at picking up some ones that other people are ignoring.
Yeah, so we're going to start at one of our favorite tracks, which is Gulfstream Park, and this is very tough because
I have to wipe away the tears because we go to Gulfstream every year for 6 months down in Florida, and we're not. We're in Burlington, Ontario. We just got 2 horrendous snowstorms, as you've been hearing. All the racetracks canceling this week. It's been really unfortunate week, like right through North America, just getting. And the people in Texas, we feel so bad for you. with what's happened
hit
there,
hard, yeah.
and that's the unfortunate part in horse racing this week, and part of living somewhere winter is, but you don't think of Texas and winter at the same time.
Well, they've gotten some lately, actually.
Yeah, as I say,
more and more these days, you're getting random weather spurts in different states. But, I don't want to focus on that. We do shout them out, though, because it is obviously scary there. But Gulfstream does not have that issue.
No.
Gulfstream is beautiful and sunny, and every day looks perfect. They get some rain. Last year, I remember they had tons of rain. This year hasn't been as bad.
Rain's not bad in 90-degree temperature.
No, but, well, for racing, it's dangerous, though. Yeah. But, anyways, let's not focus on the weather for half the show.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Gulfstream Park. They have one on Saturday, race 11. So you'll see tons of races before this one hits the card. And again, that's very important to watch. I might even make adjustments. It is difficult for me as I'm doing it a day ahead. I'm going based off, figures, but I'm not getting the track bias for that day.
One point there, Joe, you're going to be tweeting during the day because you tweet all day long. So if you're going to change your pick, everybody tune in to Fans of Horse Racing just before the race. But Joey is picking up Friday. You could wake up in the morning and the weather and the wind or whatever, and you might change from front runner to off the pace horse. So be ready for that. That's what happened last week when our 9-1 shot. The horses were going a certain way, different than what you're talking about. But in the show, you did talk about that. If it does turn,
that's
this
the horse
is your
I
pick.
wanted, yeah.
And it turned out to be that. But join in, follow the Twitter account, and Joey will let you know if he's changing any of his picks.
Yeah, definitely. That's very important because, like I said, we'll have 10 races to decide if we need to change it or not by the time this one goes. So it's the Royal Delta Stakes, so it's going to be a good one here. Obviously, lots of top jockeys in action at Gulfstream Park. And I'm going to go with number 1, High Reward. Javier Castellano is back. He only has 3 starts so far this year, but we're excited to have him back. Don't fall asleep on him. He's on a 12-1 shot here with High Reward, and I think could be a very dangerous player. I'm going based off what I'm seeing out of the horses. Like I said, not sure about the track yet, but he will come off the pace. And the reason why is all the favorites, 2, 3, and 7, are going hard to the front. And even all the other horses in this race, which aren't near as quality as those 3, are also trending towards being in the lead. I think Javier Castellano could sit back there with High Regard at 12-1 and just simply wait for the opportunity to come down the stretch and close. I just think that the favorites and the early horses, it's hard to change style. I don't see it happening again. They know Gulfstream typically favors the front end. They're going to go, I'm looking for something like around 22, 44, which will set it for High Regard to come off, not win by much, maybe in a photo finish, but at 12-1.
We love those anyway.
Yeah, but at 12-1 with Javier Castellano, I'm banking on the fact he'll find the right trip and get him off the pace and get him home to close past all those front runners that I see creating a nice hot pace.
Now, Joey, I just want to add one question. You just described Irad. So where is he going to be in the race?
Well, Irad, so
mid-pack. That's exactly where he is. So.
He should be mid-pack, although he has a horse that will most likely want to go to the front. So I imagine he'll be one of the few that sit off, and he's on a very good horse as well. Number 3 is what I'm also taking to be in that photo finish. Most likely, I'm banking on him being second again to number 1, High Reward, just because of the price, though, too, right? I mean, 12-1. Jockey.
Yeah.
If it's a fair track, that's an unbelievable pick. So you got to understand where that's coming from, and that's where that's coming from is you don't want to miss out on Javier Castellano getting that perfect ride, which is very possible. So if we get a fair track, you're going to see number 2, 3, 7, the favorites, and a bunch of other ones going to the front. High Reward staying off the pace, hopefully coming off the pace and closing, like I said, winning in a close one. But those horses that will be in that photo finish, one of them is Irad Ortiz in number 3. They have won 3 in a row stake races, this horse. Irad's jumping on him for the first time as this horse has been racing at Laurel Park. Irad does not race there. So he is here. This is a horse that he might try to hold off. As we know, Irad's our favorite jockey.
Style.
He doesn't always go to the front, so if he can, he might sit back on the butt end of a couple
maybe
front runners.
Maybe he'll give us somebody to follow, and that helps too.
That definitely helps. Maybe he'll sit 3rd or 4th. Javier Castellano can sit right behind him, and they can close up together. So that might be a change in that horse, which is definitely possible because knowing Irad on dirt in a longer race, a mile race, will probably more likely sit just off the pace to go on it. But you're looking at number 2, Tyler Gaffleone in Gibberish, and I have this horse Star with Nose. Again, has won 4 out of 5. So these horses are all coming in very hot. But again, a front runner. And that's one that I don't think will change his style. I think Tyler Gaffleone will demand the lead, will go for the lead. This horse has not seen anything but the lead. And
right.
I think that is a key for this horse. And then it's a jockey in Tyler that I know is not afraid of it. Not saying Irad is, but he'll let the horse go where the horse wants to go compared to maybe.
Well, Irad's an expert at making the horse go the way he wants it to go in any particular race. So we know that most jockeys will take their horse to the front if he's a front runner.
Correct. And then again, number 7, not only do you have a front running horse, you got a front running jockey. Jose Ortiz is definitely powerful in the dirt. Going again a longer race, he'll want to be up there. His horse just romped the field last time out, going gate to wire. So again, you got 2 solid horses in 2 and 7 that both I think will want to be for the lead and won't stop their horses from doing that based off the tendencies of the jockeys. That's part of the pace. You got Irad who can create part of the pace, and you got all these long shots. You got to remember, long shots want to go to the front. Why? They might get lucky and they think they might hold on. Maybe there's a bias, no one chase them. So you got number 6 who's 9-2, Bejan Girl with Junior Alvarado. She'll go to the front. So all these horses, like you just hear me over, all these fillies are going to the front. Besides one in High Regard that I really look for that has the quality to close. So the jockeys and horses fit the style that these horses have shown in the past.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything changing, which will then set up for my number 1 at 12-1, high reward. Javier Castellano going to get this
and
filly
a
home.
bit of a smaller field here.
Only 8 horses.
8 horses, so traffic shouldn't be a problem like it can be in a 12 or 13 horse race. So that's going to help in setting up for the comfort behind.
Definitely, and the price you're getting high reward. There's a couple of reasons why. If you're ever nervous about it, number 1 is the trainer is not a high percentage trainer, 8%. But I'm more looking at the fact that the jockeys. Javier Castellano again, as I say, I've said his name.
He's just back, so he's anxious to win something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he said his name too many times, but this is such a powerful angle. People miss out on this. I mean, he wins at sometimes 7-1 with a Chad Brown horse. Like people, I think, forget about him because of the hype of the young jockeys.
Yeah.
Don't forget about him; that he can get it done for sure. But this horse has been racing at high allowance, not stakes, but $100,000 allowance. Has won back-to-back those types of races. So you got to remember, those are still high-quality races, even though they don't put stakes in the title. That's big purses, big fields with big horses.
And this is one of your angles that you like to use, just because he hasn't been racing a stake race.
Definitely.
These are at Gulfstream and other big tracks. Allowance races are top quality horses.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember, they're all winning.
Yeah.
All these horses are winning. That's why I like stake races. I mean, this horse doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been racing for big purses. He's been winning. He's going, I don't know the difference. Set up the race for me perfectly. I'll get you home. So that's what we're hoping for here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 7. And that's the way I'm going to look at it. Again, I might tweet out some adjustments if I see no one can close, which might be possible. It happens
At
a lot of
Gulfstream,
Gulfstream.
yeah.
But that might be the only change I make. But until then, number 1 to win for me, 2, 3, 7 to back it up. And I think it's going to be a fun race, a close finish at the end.
Well, and I love to pick up exactors when we've got a long shot possibly on the front end. So do advise for you guys to pick that up with the choice Joey has on top of a couple others that he's also notified here. Because if we do get it with that horse on top, you're getting a great exactor.
Yeah, I mean, you might be going, oh, well, you put the favorites behind him. So 12-1 wins.
Yeah.
Who cares who's behind him? So think of exotics, think of tries, supers.
Well, don't forget places show at 12-1.
That's true too.
I mean, you're going to get maybe a second place if you're coming from behind. Well, at 12-1, you're going to still pick up a nice price on the place, maybe $10, maybe
Spot
$8.
on, yes.
So keep that in mind as well. You don't have to go chasing like big plays on exotics and that. The place is certainly a great finish when you've got a 12-1 shot that you're going for. So where are we headed next?
We're heading all the way up north to Aqueduct in New York, and they talk about weather.
Are they going to be able to brace?
Yeah, I don't know.
They've canceled a few times.
I'm going to handicap it, but definitely be aware of that. Same with Laurel. Laurel has a big day. I only handicap 2 races there, but they might get weathered out too, so always obviously be aware of that. But I'm going based off, assuming it's not going to be great weather, which it's not, but they will race. This is the way I'm looking at it. I'm again looking at the field and how the field is looking, and the field is looking again strong front end. And here's why you might be seeing this a lot this week. A lot of stake horses do typically win on the front. When the horse is the best, the trainer wants that horse to be a
And they
front
control
runner.
the pace.
Exactly. So you look at even some of the best of all time. I remember American Pharoah and California Chrome and all those for Baffert in the Triple Crown race. Justify, all front runners. Is Authentic this year?
Yeah.
Was it front
Helps
runner?
not to have to go through traffic sometimes.
Totally. So, but I am balking that trend this weekend because there looks like there's just too many in these races. I'm just hoping for some fair tracks. Again, this race is number 8 in the program, so you'll have an idea if there's any opportunity for any horse to come up.
But you will be looking at these because with snow, which is what's in our forecast, and Aqueduct's just over the border, wind comes with that, and you'll be looking
It's
at
all
that
about
too.
the wind, yeah. You got to really understand that, and at the end of the day, it looked like it might be fair, but definitely be prepared to go opposite of my top pick and go with my backup picks, which are the front runners.
Yeah.
But my first pick, which again, if I get a fair track, we're getting value here on a horse because of his style. But I'm going to Make Mischief, a filly, 3-year-old filly. Again, Eric Cancel and Chris Engelhart. But I have it starred with notes, and this is very important to me. I have this on HBIBet.com.
Right.
If you're in Canada, you can get on it. I star in notes. So one thing I know is I've been tracking this horse for a while. It comes off the pace flying, and it's been very consistent. Out of 6 starts, 5 top 2 finishes, 2 wins, 3 seconds. I mean, and 1 for 1 this year. This horse just knows how to close super strong. In stake races, she's missed out by a head, a nose, just by little bits. 3 seconds in stake races, 2 wins at allowance. It's just been super impressive. Again, I'm going based off the fact that all these horses else in the race definitely look like they can go to the front. We'll go to the front. A lot of 6 furlong horses going to the mile distance for this one, which will tell you that they're used to getting going.
Well, they leave the gate fast.
Exactly. So my horse has been racing at 6 furlongs as well, and even 7 furlongs. So even though he'll probably be a little bit faster than a typical mile horse, it's still at the back of the pack because there's so many other 6 furlong horses that will still use their speed to be on that pace.
And this is the key, Joey, that you look for. And when you're doing your own handicapping, when you have horses that are going to go to the front, you have to look at whether others are going to be with them or not.
Correct.
Because quite often a horse will get out, especially 6 furlong horses, they're going to break and they're going to be a top.
Yep.
All of a sudden, jockey looks around, nobody's with them.
Yep.
Now he gets to back off the pace. And you think if they're a 6 furlong horse can't go long. They can go long. They just need to get the right pace. And sometimes people think, oh, I'm going to let him go because he'll fade.
Yeah.
If they get the right fractions, those 6 furlong horses will extend out to a mile lots of times.
That's a great point. And sometimes if there's only one 6 furlong horse going to mile, he might be my pick because of that reason. You're right. He just knows how to get to the front because it's just such a shorter distance. So that's a great point. But in this one, we're lucky. We have 4 horses that have gone 6 furlongs, now going to the mile. And I know what you're thinking, oh, so this horse closes, he gets the mile, should win easy. He still needs the pace to go, because actually a lot of times in longer races, you taught me this,
He'll
go slower.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the case because of all these other sprint horses also graduating to this distance, that the speed will be there. It does give my number 3, Make Mischief, a little bit more time to close in and get the victory. Again, you just can't pass on this horse. 5-1 because he's off the pace.
Yeah.
Might even inflate in odds, but went second in 3 straight stakes. 1 maiden, 1 an allowance. I mean, you just can't pass on this horse, at least for your top 3. I'd say top 2 at the worst. But this horse, I think, will get it done just because of those horses graduating to this distance. They're going to keep the pace up. She'll get enough time to close. Edge him at the line.
Well, and also we've owned enough horses, Joey. We like horses passing. I hate horses that all the time on the front end fade and horses are going by them.
tough.
It's kind of dejecting, no different than a sprint race you ran in high school and way out front. And it's not a good way to go.
No.
So I love horses that come off the pace. It's troublesome trips. Sometimes you got to be happy with place to show, which we just talked about in the last race, because they don't always get there, and that's one of the detriments. But if you bet it accordingly, you can take up first or second. Like it's been 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You can get good value there. It's most of the time better than betting the favorite, quite honestly, in place show pool. So don't be afraid of that. But that's a challenge that come from behind horses' face.
That's a great point. And at 5-1 in a stake race, a lot of 5-1s float up to 10-1. So don't miss out on that place show money. I'm telling you, she will close. So question is, in time enough to win, maybe I'm banking on that. But if not, you got to include her in your top 2 and 3.
Well, she's going to be happy because she's passing horses to finish second.
All the time, yeah.
Passing horses for the couple wins and allowances. So this is a horse full of confidence. May not always get there, but the funny part is horses can't really tell where the finish line is. So if they've just passed the horse pass, they think they've won a race or whatever. So I love horses that pass other horses.
Yeah, and I've even seen her close into non-fair tracks. So I mean, she's got some kicks. So watch out. Number 3, Make Mischief. My number 1 pick in this race, coming off the pace if it's a fair track and I get the speed I'm anticipating. So with that being said, number 2 is going to be part of that speed. He's going to be on the front with leading jockey, though, Kendrick Kamuchi. First of all, never not include the top jockey.
Yeah.
If he's on a horse, Kendrick Kamuchi's leading the meet.
I love Kendrick.
Whatever horse he's on, you just have to include it for respect purposes. You know he probably had a pick of a couple horses, went with his favorite. Maybe because he's a little loyal to a trainer, but definitely a quality horse. So number 2, Frost Me with Kendrick Kamuchi will be part of the pace. Is a great horse. Now, fun fact, we learned this from Michelle Yu. When it's money, you want to go with the gray horse.
Yeah.
I forget her reasoning, but I've seen it work maybe once or twice.
Michelle's
I just
up in
remember
Santa
it.
Anita right now. We love watching her pick. She has she has great angles that she works off of.
But I'm going to just take number 2, Frost Me, to be in my second best horse in this race. Might get the victory. I think definitely top 3 places. Reason why I think Kendrick's smart enough to make a trip. He's supposed to go to the front. He might be willing to back off. He might just get that front, might be able to control it. You know, a lot of jockeys might have respect for Kendrick. If he got to the front, they back off. There's lots of scenarios I've seen in racing that might allow the top jockey in this horse get to the lead and get easy fractions, or the jockey's so talented he's able to back off and make a trip of his own that we're not used to seeing this horse produce. The fact is, top jockey, I'm including Frost Me in my top 3 horses for sure. Right now I got as my number 2 pick in this race, and in the mud, go with the gray, so I'll keep it in there. Number 7, Secret Love, another top jockey in Pablo Morales. Won a stake last time out at 6.5 furlongs. And once again, will be on the front of the pack. So here's the speed I've been talking about. 6 furlongs and already on the front. At a mile, you can guarantee they're going to be up there. Worst case, you know, if you're taking this, but he has the class. So he'll be in the mix. Like I said, I feel like they're going to fade. But if you really need to boast your exotics, you know, this is 6-1. Again, top trainer, top jockey. And by the way, same trainer as Kendrick Kamuchi's horse.
Oh, nice.
So both front runners, same trainer. You might see them be a little generous to one another in order to finish in the top 2 and 3, maybe get a victory. So I'm including both John Kimmel, his horses, which have 2 top jockeys, Frost Me and Secret Love, as number 2 and 3 here in my selections. They'll be on the front. They can win stake races. They've done it before and should be definitely in the mix come the photo finish. So they're definitely in my top 3.
And you might see an exactor in that group as well, because they will be up front. Control the pace a little bit, and that may lead to a 1-2.
Very well. I'm banking on, like I said, my 3 beating them, but definitely, like I said, I'm not saying, but
one of them will
with
be
the
there
same
for second
trainer,
at least.
with the same trainer, you're definitely, they're not going to try to ruin both horses for the trainer. But, we'll see. Anyways, I'm including them. Always include it when the trainer has a couple in there. Make sure you always get both of them in there, especially when he's able to pull the top jockeys. That's definitely a sign he's got some good horses there. So, but they're going to be part of my pace. They're hopefully going to be the total pace and setup from my other horse, number 3, but definitely include them. Last but not least, number 4, 15-1, Tito Taller. I don't know. But anyways, Trevor McCarthy and Chad Brown. I have no reason to pick this horse. This horse has doesn't make any sense. But when Chad Brown puts a horse in a stake and then he gets Trevor McCarthy, I'm going to include my exotics.
And owners pay to get him there.
Owners pay to get him. I'm going to include my exotics. How do you not include them in your exactors, tries, and supers? This is ridiculous. So 15-1, Trevor McCarthy, Chad Brown. I'm going to put a little bit on him. I'm going to include him in my bigger bets. And he's easily going to be able to probably, sneak in a 3rd or 4th, and you're going to be like, oh my God, how didn't I take this horse?
Well, he might sneak in a win, too, because, it is Chad Brown, let's face it, and a great jockey on him, too. So they're in there for a reason. They either have a future reason or they're there to win, and quite often horses can jump up. It's very possible.
He's not wasting his time. This horse just won his last race. It was a maiden, though.
Yeah.
So that's why, obviously, he's 15-1. But I'm just saying he's going to be probably more like stalking, like 2nd or 3rd, compared to the other horse I see on the front. Those horses a lot of times just sneak in, maybe for the win, but definitely for some placing. So at 15-1, I'm going to take those connections all day long. All right. That's it for Aqueduct. So
We got to slow down, take a little
Yeah.
bit of a drink there. I'm on energy drinks this morning, guys. I don't know if you've been watching tennis all week, but we've been watching them, and the matches are all overnight. 3:30 in the morning, watching the men and the women are at midnight and 2 or sometime. Anyway, we're completely off pace on our sleep this week, so
Okay.
I'm grabbing my energy drinks to keep going.
Good point. Yeah. So I'll slow it down here, and I'll say my picks right now. So at Aqueduct, race 8, the only stake race there that day, I have number 3 to win, Make Mischief. Number 2, Frost Me for second, Secret Love for third, and Teeter Taller, number 4 for fourth. So 3, 2, 7, 4. Play them as you wish. 3's off the pace, 2 and 7 on the pace, 4 is stalking. So you can make decisions as you watch. I'm sure the racing throughout the day and make those decisions there. We will flip over to Laurel Park here and get started with the Miracle Wood Stakes.
I will just mention, by the way, you
Okay.
get a chance to go to Laurel, you have to go. You got to put this on your bucket list. The Strana Group has done a phenomenal job in renovations there. Looks amazing. They have a dining room that'll just knock you out. It's
We gotta
miles long.
Post that video again, yeah.
Yeah, we'll post it with the show here as well. But just a great place to watch a race. You got to go there if you can. Take a look at it. We visited 2 years ago, did a video on it. We'll attach it here on the tweet.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's great. We love Laurel Park, so here we are at Laurel Park. And one thing you're going to notice here is, like, again, I said this trend of off the pace. I'm going to stick with it in this race coming up here. And you get a lot of
You guys love these horses. You're a front end guy. I can't even believe that
I'm a
this is
front-
what you got this week. So they got to be good horses.
I know, my brain
To
just
convince
can't
you,
let
yeah.
me take a front end horse. I've seen so many going to the front. Also, the prices on off the pace horses, respectfully, because they come off the pace, are just so much higher. I'm
Yeah.
just like, unlike last week where I saw Clear Speed, I'm just not seeing. I'm seeing too much of it.
Too much of the run.
So I'm just hoping on some fair tracks this weekend in order for us to make some money. Like I said, if not, take that into account. But here we go. Tiz Mandate 10-1 against. This is what I just can't get over. 10-1, a quality stake horse game. Javian Toledo, a top jockey. He's actually not quite at his number as he was the year before, so watch out for that. At 11% right now, but I know he trends in the higher teens. So
he's going to work harder too.
He's
Let's
actually
get that percent up.
He's due for a win. Good point, Dad. And you know what? He has 14 thirds at a 76 start. So he's always in the mix, but he's got to get more victories. And I think he can get it done here in this stake race. Tiz Mandate. Okay, won his first start of his career at Laurel Park, then went 5th and 4th in stakes. Now, it's mostly because he comes off the pace. He hasn't had a favorable track to do that yet. Again, I'm hoping for that with this field. It's a small field, only 7 horses.
Always helps.
It should keep
As
him
long
closer.
as they don't back off the front end.
That's the thing. So here's a tip with short fields, right? So with big fields, typically, you have to come farther off the pace, but you're more guaranteed of speed because there's too many horses.
Horses run at each other.
Small field, there's good news and bad news. Bad news is they can easily let one go, and a lot of times it might even be the favorite because the jockeys go, he's the best. But at the same time, if these jockeys decide to ride their horses the way they look on paper, then you're actually closer, as Tiz Mandate number 1 is. He should only be not
3
that,
lengths out,
Yeah, 3
probably.
lengths out, 4 lengths out, and should be able to close and get this done. So I'm going Tiz Mandate number 1 to close it out and get the narrow victory here off the pace in the first stake at Laurel Park. The horses that were going to the front. I got one more coming off the pace too, which I think the 1 and 2 will be able to be. You'll literally see every horse 1 and 2 at the back, and I think they'll be able to lead each other off the pace and get to that finish line. Is number 2 New Year Block Party. Will be following our pick off the pace, and actually has a second last time out down to Tampa Bay at 7 furlongs. So closed for second, he's closed for third, he's closed for third, he's closed for a win at lower levels, so he can close. Will he get the pace? I think he will. So like I said, I'm literally looking at every horse up front. I'm envisioning these 2 at the back, these 2 rolling together around all the other horses and making it to the finish line and probably a photo finish, making it real close. But 1 and 2 off the pace, my top 2 picks, I think they're going to close together and have a good chance to pull this one out at 10-1 and 12-1. I just love that.
Would love that come from behind exactor on that one.
Wouldn't you? Yeah.
I'd be looking, because horses as people animals. So just because they come off the pace if they're in a 13 horse field, they'll be last in 13th or 12th. But it's an 8 horse field, they're not going to drop 30 lengths back just because they're used to being in a big field.
Yeah.
They're going to be close, whatever they normally are, 3 or 4 lengths off an 8 horse field. Closing's way easier if they don't let the front horses get a slow pace.
Definitely agree with you right there. So then I have number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all on the pace. So I'm gonna bunch them all into third. Like I said, they're all gonna go. So I really don't know how else to handicap them individually, except saying there's a lot of class, a lot of winners in this field. There's no doubt about it. But they're all 4 of those horses. Sorry, 5 of those horses are gonna go to the front. 3 through 7 are going to the front. So I'm thinking 1, 2, the rest of them behind. And that's how I see it playing out in my head. Assuming you get that fair track, I'm loving this possibility of 1 and 2 at 10 to 1, 12 to 1 to close it out and give us a big price here, as the rest of them will be on the front, hopefully battling each other. A perfect photo for me would be 3 horses side by side on the lead going 22. That'd just be a dream situation. And I think that might be possible.
And all 3 jockeys in trouble when they get back up.
Yes, exactly. Because there's lots of class in this race and lots of speed that should hold up. It shouldn't matter that they're in a stake race. These are stake horses, allowance horses. Quality. They shouldn't change their style much. So I'm really hoping for that, and that's how I envision this race going, and that's how I picture it. So we are looking at 1, 2, and then all for me as my picks go. I'd go number 1, Tismande, Win Play Show. Number 2, I just include in some exotics. You might be able to, box the 1 and the 2 for something big there, and then I just put the all of them for behind those 2 because that's how I see it.
Yeah.
So you won't have as many races to decide if there's a bias that day. It's race 3, unfortunately, unlike race 10 or.
But if you're from the track or you read on Google, there's certain conditions that create how the races are going to run, front end or not. Wind is a big factor, folks. We've been getting 20, 30 mile an hour winds up here in Burlington with the snow. This can impact the race for sure. Don't forget to look back in your past races for horses that do well in cold temperatures or do well in certain type of wind. Take a look at those things whenever you're handicapping any race, especially in the winter more than any, but wind is a big factor. So we'll see what happens here. Also, a lot of times in a horse field, people don't think they can get good tries. Well, if these 2 horses finish up front, you're going to get a good try putting all those others behind them. So I love going with 2 horses up front and everybody in the 3rd position on tries, and you can get yourself some great numbers if you get these come from behind long shots.
Basically, you're hitting the exactor, but you're adding huge value behind it, and we're picking long shots to be the top 2. So yeah, definitely lots of value in this 7-horse field, in my opinion. So check that out for sure. All right, I'm skipping all the way to race 6. Laura, I know there's stake race.
That's just good. You get a chance to go grab beer and other stuff that they have at the track. Our favorite chicken fingers and fries. Yeah. So I don't mind having a little gap sometimes in the races.
And for me, I know there's stake races in between, but I just can't handicap them all. I'm handicapping the ones I like. Yeah. So here we go. So again, a starred horse for me, Salt Plague, number 2. 9-2 morning line. Linda Rice is the trainer, so I've been following.
Linda,
and I've been following this horse. His last 2 starts at Parks, were as easy as they come. Honestly, halfway through the race, it's just like give him the win. He was so far ahead, so good. Actually, it might be a she. It's a she. I'm sorry. I'm used to saying he. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So this 3-year-old filly has just been so impressive since the start of her career. She's dominated the field her first 2 races at Parks. For a great trainer like Linda Rice, a step up from allowance to stakes is just no big deal. It's just a natural course for a lot of her horses. The quality she runs. So I'm liking this one. This horse is just very versatile. In 2 starts, she's been really close to the lead. She's been really far off the lead. I just like the fact that that's options for her. Yeah. And really, when I see something like that, I go, okay, I have a little bit more faith because you got a good jockey too that you're going to figure it out. And the fact that this horse is willing to do that, that's a bonus for us. It doesn't have to go to the front to be comfortable. Doesn't have to go to the back to be comfortable. So number 2, Salt Plague. You're getting Salt Plague. You're getting 9-2 because of the jump up from allowance to stake, but a very quality horse for a very quality trainer. I think can do some damage. Versatile, should hopefully be in the mix. I think a top 3 is a guarantee. I just think the win is possible. I'm going to take the odds at what it is.
Well, you put a great jockey on a horse that's versatile. that changes everything because then they get to control. They get to control what they're doing with that horse. Love to see that. We know if you're on Fans of Horse Racing on Twitter and on YouTube, you see we talk about the jockeys a lot. We're true believers in the impact that they can have in a race, and you get a versatile horse, that jockey can mean even more.
Totally agree. That's a great point. And, it will be a jockey's race for that horse. He'll get to do what he wants. So it'll be very interesting. Now, my biggest concern, and obviously so should yours, is obviously number 5, Street Loop, who is the favorite and deservedly so. 7 races, 6 wins.
Oh, God, wouldn't you love that?
Wouldn't you love to be the owner of this bad boy? All $100,000 stakes has just been incredible. It's just been fantastic. Only 1 second, an off day for this horse. She is just lights out. Gets top jockey, 24%, Xavier Perez. Top trainer, John Robb, 29% trainer. I mean, wow. I know what you're thinking. Like
I'm thinking ATM.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the money just flows, and you know.
He's thinking as an owner. I'm thinking as a gambler.
Take your card up there, get your money every week.
Why did I take this race to decide that? But here's why. I really look at this horse is likely to win. I'm going to try to beat it with the 2. More importantly, I'm going to probably box the 2 and the 5 here and get better value on the 2 coming in than the 5. Will probably be 4 to 5 by the time this race takes off. Maybe 3 to 5. This horse is very, very strong. I think there maybe is a weather, maybe pace factors, but she raced at Laurel in January and won.
Yeah.
So,
But to your point on those kinds of exactors, if you're really zeroed in on 2 horses,
exactly.
That's the time to pump up the money. Don't box 3 horses, 4 horses, spending your money there. Go right, if you zero in on these 2 horses, put more money on those 2, and you can get yourself a really great exactor.
People think of a $1 exactor box try to include everybody. Why not go 20? I like the 2 and I like the 5. I'll probably just try to hammer that
with those 2. Yeah,
most for that race and box those 2. I think there is one thing though that might help us. This is the biggest field she's faced. Might cause more problems. The weather's getting worse and worse as February has been nasty. So there's some things that might give me hope that my 2 can win outright, and that's why I picked it. But it's likely that this number 5 will be.
He should be second at worst.
At worst,
you would think, right?
So 2-5 are my top 2 picks. Oh, and then I have number 3, Fraudulent Charge is my 3rd pick, and then I will go all for my 4th. But here's my 3rd. 2 starts, a 1st and a 2nd. One, it's maiden, finished 2nd at a stakes back in December at Laurel. So likes the track, quality enough. 7 furlongs, was able to get 2nd there. I really like this horse just because, doesn't know anything but being top 2.
Yeah,
so,
it's always nice.
Obviously has the class. I think you're getting an unbelievable price at 6 to 1 for a horse that's raced twice and won and finished 2nd.
Yeah.
I don't know what more you want from her, but we'll take advantage of the 6 to 1.
It wasn't exactly a 10 claimer. It wasn't good races.
Made in a state. I don't get it. But hey, we'll take the 6 to 1. And that's the horse at 6 to 1 and seeing my 9 and 2 because everyone's probably going to hammer this 5. Might float up to 10 to 1.
Very real.
And I'm just looking at this going, hey, how do you know how good these horses are? They've raced twice.
Yeah.
They could pull off the top. So they might be better than number 5, Street Loop. It hasn't raced enough, right? So, number 2, number 3 are my great picks around the 5. I have to throw the 5 in just because I'm not insane. But the 2 and the 3, these odds on these horses, has just been is incredible. They don't know anything but racing well.
Yeah.
And I think they are poised for a possible upset. And number 3 here, again, has raced at Laurel twice, so he likes the track. Got his jockey back, trainer's good here. Number 2, the only thing is it hasn't raced at Laurel. Raced at Parks before,
right.
But Linda Rice knows what she's doing, so I'm
exactly.
comfortable there. So there you go. So for me, it's 2, 5, 3. Be logical with the 5. Maybe box all 3 of them together. Pay attention to those odds boards. I think you could easily see some quality horses rise up in odds, and they're only in their 3rd race. They could easily be the best in this one here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking towards that as my top 3 plays. Probably box them as an exactor, maybe even as a try together. But these horses are quality horses. They've been there. They've won. They're raced. They got top trainers, top jockeys. This is one of those fun stake races. You might be able to beat this big favorite that might go off at 4 to 5, 3 to 5, and feel like a genius because these horses don't know anything.
And again, even a 9 to 2, the place money will be pretty good with that heavy a favorite on the top end. So don't be afraid of that either.
Yeah.
But I think here is a lock exactor. This is one of the ones we just look at 2. horses and make a bigger,
I think
bigger
you're right.
play on an exactor.
I think you're right. I mean,
So-
for me, 2 and 5 is just I just can't wait for this race to come.
Yeah,
I bet
exactly.
that,
So that's what we want to see when we're getting to that. That's it, Joe. 4 races. By the way, there's like 20 stakes. So look at all the tracks. Lots of great racing to
I also
watch
want
this
to
week.
quickly say I did not do the Saudi Cup because, like, I know some jockeys have been trouble getting out there, and
Our favorite jockey didn't get there.
yeah,
John
like it's
Velasquez.
just been hard to handicap. So I have not done the Saudi Cup. If you're doing it, I'd probably listen to the reporters who are from there and do the
Yeah,
track and everything.
yeah.
So, but I wish you best. Enjoy the Saudi Cup. I mean, it's a big stakes day
Big
out
money.
there. Not as many American jockeys obviously have been able to get over there like last time with COVID and everything. I know, like I said, John Velasquez had a tough story with what he went through.
Yeah.
So, lots of your top jockeys have stayed here, but you're going to see a few names out there that you recognize that have raced in America and have made the trip. So, good luck to everyone who's over there in the Saudi Cup. Good luck to everyone who tries to handicap it. I would just listen to the I call it pregame as much as possible because they'll tell you some tidbits, even though they might not pick winners all the time. They have tidbits. They have things to mention.
They have
important to pick
enough
up.
coverage on the Saudi Cup that you won't be able to figure out who's going to win anyway with so many guys picking horses. So, it's one of those ones that you can obviously pick up great long shots because of the amount of horses that are in there. Again,
16 field,
quality
yeah.
horses, but you don't know jockeys, you don't know trainers. You know what, guys? This is one of those ones you pick up 4 horses, put them in a big try box. Hope to hit something huge and have a great day because it isn't your home track. It isn't your home jockeys. You really don't know enough to really handicap it.
Well, yeah.
Take something that you like, any angle you have, put 4 of them together, box them together.
I'll tell you what.
Or more if you want, and pick up a big, you can go 5 horses in a race like this and pick up a huge try that would make your day for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you this much. I got like 4 horses started here, so I'll go 8, 9, 13, 14. All American horses, obviously. But I got them all started. So, like my dad said, it's just fun. A race like this, we'll probably put like a little something small together and have some action on it for the big race, and because I'm sure we'll watch it.
Well, it's what we
It'll be
did.
fun.
It's what we did in the Kentucky Derby when we had the disqualification.
But
we had a party set up ready to go after we saw the finish and lost that. So this is what we like to do on these races where it's really difficult to pick who's going to win the race, and you can get some great prices on horses.
Here's my main tip: the American jockeys. They flew there, man.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that.
They're putting a lot of days of racing and money
into
win this trip, so they're going to do everything they can to win there, and we're gonna love the race. I mean, that's what we're looking forward to. Have some fun. But Joey's 4 stake. By the way, when you're picking long shots, you don't have to go 2 and 2. You don't have to go 3 and 1. You could go 1 and 3 and hit that 12 to 1 shot, and that makes your day anyway.
Definitely.
So it's one advantage of long shots or mid-pack horses. That when you're wagering on those, even money, you got to win a lot of races to make money.
Well,
but here you could go 1 and 4, 1 out of 4 this weekend, and still make great money with that 12 to 1 shot hit. So that's another thing to look for when you're trying to figure out which horses. Odds are incredible in figuring out who do you want to bet because the return is so great.
Yeah, I mean that's why we like it better than sports, right?
Oh, by far. So
need a little 12 to 1 shot to make your day.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, fans of horse racing, fans of horse racing, they took the G off where it's about a 1 in there on our Twitter, which you're probably watching this. However, YouTube, fans of horse racing, over 3,000 videos. We have picked up the videos of every jockey, every race on our site there, all the quality races anyway, not 10 claimers, but stake races that guys have been in. Head over to YouTube there, fans of horse racing, and look at all the videos that are there. You can see any jockey you want. Jockeys have been around forever. Guys that are brand new to the sport are starting to make headway into the jockey colony and are winning some big races. So head over there, enjoy all the videos whenever you get a chance. And that's it for this weekend. We're looking forward. It's going to be exciting. Some great races. Snow, stay away. Cold weather, stay away. We've had enough cancellations this week to last the whole year. So let's get some decent weather. At least we know it's going to be cold. It's February. But let's get the races in. Let's get some good races out of it. And let's all be winners.